Hello, it's Starlight Brigade. Adventures in Wildspace. With a now zoomed in screen. We are missing Aracles tonight. He has fallen off the edge of the ship as it took off and has plummeted hundreds and thousands of feet back down to Faerun. But he should be back next week or next time. It won't be terminal. We are here for session 2 of Starlight Brigade. What happened in session 1? Well, I think Zero is going to tell us through in-game bribery mechanics. So yeah, take it away, Zero.
The individual members of the party met at a tavern, classic, where there was some friction with the locals that was then overcome. And then before we know it, a racket was heard and rumblings were felt. We quickly went outside and discovered there were crystalline yellow beasts forming and giant crystals forming out of the earth, it seemed. We hastened our way towards the dock with the woman from the tavern who said that she had a ship. We dispatched a few crystal monsters along the way of various sizes. We met and kept a dog, but couldn't save any of the humans that we happened across. And then we finally bumped into a shady fellow who we'd heard of, who was trying to commandeer the ship and charge people money to just for safe passage on it. So, I believe it was our wizard, who I've forgotten the name of. What's your character's name? Solstice. Solstice very handily teleported him off the edge of the pier and into the sea. And we absolutely massacred the rest of his men with our apparently numerous crowd control, pushing and pulling, shoving and teleporting type abilities, to the point where most of them ended up in the sea. And then we flew away. And now we're off into space.
Unfortunately, the people did not survive.
Yeah, the large crowd on the pier probably had a moment where uncomfortably they smelled fantastic to you all. But they are now crackling, sinking to the bottom of the sea. A upcast fireball was flung into the crowd, if you remember. I feel like it's not really fair to just say that Solstice teleported him off the edge of the pier. I feel like that almost suggests was a little bit of like a psionic shunt. My understanding was he just basically decided, yeah, you're like 100 foot out that way now.
Yep.
And just dropped it.
Yep.
It was amazing. If I'd had in my soundboard a Wilhelm scream, that would have been if we did one Wilhelm scream each session, that's where it would have been. But now we are picking up. If you remember, we ended with you leaving the planet. Mm-hmm. It was disappearing behind you, and we've filled out in on the Discord a bit of social RP. That's kind of just for flavour and character building. We currently see Faerun vanishing or shrinking away behind us. The surface of a planet riddled with those huge crystalline yellow tendrils, beanstalks, whatever we want to call them. As you take off, you see confirmation that it is not just the city or the Selgorn region that is affected. It seems to be the entire planet. Without you going around and looking at the other side, it is a worldwide event that has taken place. Who has not been on a Spelljammer ship before? Yeah? Okay. You, Harmonia, would find yourself surprised that you can continue to breathe. There is no huge drop in temperature that you might be expecting. You can hear wind at first, but even that sounded distant and away. You're not even finding your hair or belongings being particularly buffeted. It is all very, very comfortable. Looking out, especially as you start to break through the atmosphere, where you see a sort of pocket of heat, you see that there is a bit of a distant wall or shield around the ship. And you presumably seem to be in some sort of safe space within that. As the ship continues to ascend and then sort of makes its way out through the atmosphere, it course corrects and then begins to rapidly increase in speed, which you can only really tell at first by the rate at which your planet is shrinking behind you. You very quickly find you have very little in the way of visual reference once your planet is gone, but you're clearly travelling at some speed. Just a reminder of who you have with you. You have the captain, Elena Sartell. And I just need to make an adjustment to our UI, I see, because it has gone off center, and articles that I share on the stream are off center, which will mean nobody will see anything, and that's no good. Let me have a look at that. I'm going to share that again. Much better. Okay. A momentary interruption there. Elena is not the only person on the ship with you. Also, Zero, reminder, give yourself inspiration for that. You hadn't seen it until you were taking off, but as you came to leave the planet, you had heard Elena call out for someone to take you up, Flapjack. And as she'd said that, you had seen appearing from, you're not sure where, but heading down, floating down through the doorway to head below deck was this creature. Did any of you in character roll to see if you knew what this was? A history of using Spelljammer ships does not mean that you would automatically know what this creature was.
I don't recall rolling.
I did not roll, but I would love to. Just because I grew up in a library, would hope that I would have come across something that says what it is.
Sure. Anyone who thinks we have a justifiable in-character reason for knowing about astral elemental creatures, give us a roll.
For what?
17.
What do I roll?
What kind of roll would that be?
I think it would be an Arcana roll.
Oh, I rolled history,
wow.
sorry.
Well, then.
I think history makes sense for Harmonia in the context
okay.
what she's looking for. Oh, someone's just rolled a crit. Balthazar. Balthazar knows everything.
With his -1 to Arcana.
Judging by the rolls, everyone knows.
Yeah. People know this is a flump. Very rare, exceptionally rare creature. They are meant to thrive off, not feed off, but thrive off positive emotion and tend to only keep themselves around good, well-meaning people. But they will find themselves elsewhere on occasion, just not for very long. They are good, pure creatures to the point of naivety. And this one is called Flapjack.
Oh.
You would know as well, with that role particularly, that they can understand languages, but they cannot speak. But they can convey for emotion and image telepathically.
And he's the helmsman or whatever.
It would seem he's disappeared now. He's gone into the door into that would lead below deck, and has not been seen since the ship broke away from the water and took off.
He's responsible for flapping all the jacks and jacking all the flaps on this spaceship.
Sorry, you say jucking?
I believe he said jacking.
Captain looks deeply troubled by these jokes. Their quality.
It's all right. Said that you do not.
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you going to say, Don?
Oh, I just meant to ask our captain if they are sure that they do not have any openings in their crew.
Well, Captain, I've got a full crew waiting for me back on the rock. As I said to you, as I said minutes ago, I was only on back in Faerun trying to get some wood, some supplies. The main ballista's shot, and as I'm sure you can imagine, much easier to get wood on a plant where it grows in abundance than out on the rock. So the rest of my crew are having a spot of downtime.
A shame.
I mean, I'm sure you'll find plenty of work. My plan is to offload you on the rock. You'll find the answers you need there. I can get back to my business. And you can try and find... I'm sure you'll find a crew there. All sorts of ships heading in and out.
Good, that's what we need. Do you reckon there's anything to do about the planet that got devoured? Should someone be...
I mean, I've never seen anything like that. You might find someone out there who does know, but... I mean, it looks to be a goner, doesn't it?
Yeah. Wonder who escaped.
I mean, I don't know about you, but... as we were running through the city, I did see a couple of vessels take off. There's a chance.
I was focused on the ground, was looking straight in front of me.
You did fairly well. Seemed to get there quite a while after me, given we all set off in the flaming eye at the same time, but you made it there yourself, eventually.
Yeah, we did. We had to punch our way through.
Speed over strength, surely. Slip around them, and all that.
Yeah, we did. We did slip through quite a few, I believe. Still, had to break a tooth or two. Metaphorically.
Well, I'll be limited in how much I can help you. I've got work to be doing. Me and my ship are privateers under commission. We already have a client, so it'll just be back to work for me, I'm afraid.
We've done more than most.
It should take us a good few hours to get there. Once you've finished gogging your eyes at the stars, should we head below deck and have a drink and a chat?
Yeah, I shall be down.
Unless anyone's got any questions for me, I'll head down now and crack a few bottles open, yeah?
Sounds excellent. I'll see you there.
Does Zero drink or take any liquid in? What is his method? Their method of sustenance?
I don't believe he needs sustenance.
He's
I should
sustained
probably
by
check.
good company. Yeah, last session of the campaign, he just keels over from starvation. Yeah, the captain heads below deck then, leaving you all on the ship. What would everyone like to do, or people just want to get down below deck?
I was already below deck.
Remind me. Oh,
I'll
from
head
the
down.
pit, yeah?
No, from I had been chasing Rocky, but they've become a bit distracted with Flapjack. So they're currently just stealthily following Flapjack and just mimicking. And suddenly there's a little soda pot that looks like Flapjack's arm and another one, and just playing with their form and seeing if they can take off this new form, this new creature they've encountered.
Okay. You will see that Flapjack is not going anywhere. Flapjack made their way to near the front of a ship, a room that had very little in except some mirrors on every wall surface, and the center of the room is dominated by a huge, gorgeous, polished, like cherry wood chair with a high back, high arms, but it is covered in dark blue crystal, specifically underneath the arms and underneath the seat itself, which actually is floating off the floor. The entire seat is hovering several inches off the floor, and you can see as whenever the ship sort of banks slightly, the chair just floats to accommodate it. Flapjack is hovering in that chair, and their eyes are slightly glazed over. Those of you with experience of spelljamming ships would know this is the helm. This is the means by which a spelljamming ship is controlled. So Flapjack, it does seem to be quite literally driving the ship. I'm not sure if Mr. Death is really getting caught up in the nostalgia of remembering this, or if his camera had frozen, man. That was a long reminisce. Yeah, so you just see him there, not responsive to anything else happening around him. He seems to be in the zone, flying the ship.
Once I feel that O has mastered, or at least become a little bit proficient with the intricacies of Flapjack's form, they will return to the rest of the group and just hang there in the corner quietly, not saying much.
Okay. So look, this music is not moving on for me. There we go. It's coming back on. So you are led down to a cabin. I couldn't find perfect art for what I wanted. It is not full of all of the stolen works of art that this one seems to be. She's just done a heist and stolen from Indy. But you find yourselves in a bit of a almost like a canteen or like a bar near enough. There's clearly a room where the crew take their leave. It's not got a bed in there, but it is this sort of furnishing and vibe. But it's more clearly a communal area.
Cozy.
Yeah, and you would be familiar, Balthazar, that many ships have a crew room, but this is on the nicer end. This room is deceptively nice for a ship. For you would have noticed on the pier that the Moon Dancer, for a space galleon, is unbelievably small. This is near enough a speedboat in terms of Spelljammer ship size, but this is a very, very nice room. Up there with, if you'd ever been on like the galleons of nobility or very, very wealthy merchants, this is on par with that.
Shame we'll have to leave. Looks great for a small, tight-knit group.
No, she's as pretty as a peach. I'll be sad to leave her. and I'm gonna sit down on some sort of bench or chair or something. Now that I'm sitting, I am one slap out. With all those crystals all over that as we were leaving. It wasn't just the city.
It was difficult to tell whether they were coming from
Perhaps underground or from off-world.
Well, they might
Not
have been
sure.
coming. Sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Pardon me, you do go ahead.
Again. Giving up space way too easy. And I take a lot of it. Used to it. Well, what I meant to say was I believe that even if those things did come from underground, their origin must have been off-world. Seemed like I don't know, a giant threat. I don't believe I've ever heard about something like this just living in a planet for a long time. I presume.
Did we establish at the time whether any of us have seen such a phenomenon before?
None of you had seen or heard of such a phenomenon before. However, everyone make me an intelligence check.
Just raw intelligence.
Raw intelligence.
Raw dogging that intelligence.
Good lord. This is a family stream.
I'm intelligent as fuck, boy.
Several of you, and if you don't, you know who you are. Several of you know who you are. Several of you will recall, despite the drama of the events, that there were reports of an unusually high and bright number of meteor swarms in the days before this incident took place. And you could perhaps correlate that maybe had something to do with that, to have such strange and unprecedented celestial activity before something on this scale. Maybe there's a link there.
What could it mean?
Concerned face. People, everyone dead? Question. In planet? Question.
Afraid it certainly seems like there'll be quite a number dead, but I'm sure some of them escaped to safety, though.
Sad. Sad.
Sad.
Yeah, you would all vividly recall the terrible scale of just chaos and damage and life lost you saw as you raced through the city, both from the creatures, but also just from the sheer natural disaster element of it as well, and the chaos that came from it. You will remember that you saw town guards trying to keep order and fight the creatures off as well. It's very likely that pockets of people survived, but also if what you witnessed in Selgaunt is happening on that scale planet over, bad times. Sad face. Elena pops open a few bottles of wine or beer for those who want it, or non-alcoholic drinks. What does Solstice drink, actually?
Solstice would mostly drink water, I think. Maybe the occasional water of life, aka whiskey. But
I was going somewhere else then. Okay, cool. Yeah. too much League of Gentlemen growing up. Okay, yeah. She's out of whiskey, so it's water for you.
Just water for me.
Yeah, but drinks are served for everybody. And the other very interesting physiology, I suppose. What, how, and if does O eat and drink?
O has a soda pot extended into every available drink. as we saw in the tavern.
Yes.
She prefers her caffeine with her alcohol and her sweet juices all simultaneously. And you can actually see the color of the drink, be it wine or beer, when I both filter through the soda pot and dissolve into her form.
What's the rhyme about having wine with beer?
I only know it
some sort
in
of-
German.
Yeah, let's have it in German for inspiration.
Wein nach Bier, das schmeckt mir. Bier nach Wein, lass das sein. So.
Inspiration. Could have said fucking anything.
Confirmed. Those were real words.
Yeah. So, Elena sort of quite wearily lowers herself down into the bench next to you. She has a beer. So what were you all up to down there in Faerun? You're from up here anyway, aren't you? Sort of points to Harmonia.
Pardon? No, I grew up in Faerun.
Oh, forgive me. I should have realised. Much more approachable and amenable. And sort of turns to.
Then what, darling?
Just a lot of people I encounter up here. Wrong of me to make assumptions or generalizations, I suppose.
Don't you fuss. All's forgiven.
And she turns to Zero, saying, "So, report? Anything you see so far of it you feel requires maintenance when I make it to Varrock?"
Overall, I think the ship is in pretty good stead. I'm afraid one of our companions made a minor mark on your deck, but I've been able to resolve that in no short order. There are one or two minor scratches and whatnot that could use some seeing to, but the ship is indeed spaceworthy? Seaworthy, on the Astral Sea.
So, yeah, it's seaworthy. Did you maybe get you checked out when we do get to Varrock? I'm not sure.
I can confirm that all of my faculties are indeed working in good order.
We are crew. You not need crew. You know ship needs crew? Question?
Well, as I was saying before, I have no need of a crew myself. We already have a
Yes,
crew.
understand.
but-
Other ship question.
I mean, it depends how many ships have come and gone from Varrock whilst I was gone. As you'll see when we get there, there's whole docks. Vessels come and go day in, day out. Varrock's the main hub for a good wide deal of this sector of Wildspace. It's a busy place. What could you bring to a crew?
They point at Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Then they point at themselves. And then they do a bunch of celopods. Lots of hands. That's hands. That's hands.
You're saying you do the work of many, you two. Hard
Between us,
workers,
we
yes?
hold a variety of skills.
This much is clearly evident. I mean, I can certainly, when we get there, ask around, speak to a few different captains I know, direct you to the right taverns, where the captains
Sure, that
go
would
and
be
drink.
much appreciated. You hear that, Oak? We might be able to finally find a ship.
I clean decks. Happy face.
And I will
Did we-
fix them.
Did we say who all of us have been out here before?
I'm not
Any
sure
of y'all
we did.
know anyone out here? I mean, I only know people back home.
Are
I'm
you
afraid
huh?
the ship that O and I were serving on was set upon by a terrible monster, and we were the
Scary.
only survivors.
I got a wild idea then. What if we all went looking for a ship as a crew? For hire, like we stick together.
Seems that all we need would be a captain, and of course a ship.
It's a good
Yeah.
plan as any.
Solstice,
Get one of
Balthazar,
them-
did you two say that you had already had some spelljamming experience?
Oh, yes, I did. Long ago, though. Don't really have contacts out there. Not any
I'm
that I
sure
would...
it's like riding a bike.
Yeah, I've spent
Yeah.
most of my life out here.
You know how to handle one of them fancy chairs?
Certain ones, they're all a bit different, and some I can't, some I can't. But always willing to give it a go.
Seems like we got a captain built in.
Great plan. Excited face, excited face.
Do you understand the cost typically involved in? Would you be looking to buy second hand or have a ship custom built? I mean, forgive me, but you don't seem so far to be the sort to have 50 to 100,000 gold across you.
Well, even if I did, it's like I don't know where I'd have it hidden. Anything I did have is covered in crystal. So, guess we gotta make some money.
We
I'm
can just-
afraid I have exactly 0 gold, 0 silver, and 0 copper pieces. Oh, do you have any coins?
O opens a what just looks like a piece of their body, but it's actually a bit of a flap, and about 180 gold pieces come out.
The cleanest gold pieces.
Enough? Question?
I'm afraid that is not quite enough. We shall have to obtain some more.
You're pretty quick. Zero? How much more does she need?
Only 99,880 pieces. 8 of 20 pieces.
Very good.
Or we
I
can
mean,
just
if-
steal one.
The Baron might have his ships after you for some time. Were you to do that, you'd cut yourself off from the rock. Pirates aren't treated well out here by any ship that comes across them. That would be a move I don't advise.
Oh,
Solstice? Why no? You no ship? No more question.
Spent a lot of time running with a dwarven crew of smugglers. They told me a lot, and yeah, they didn't always have the most lawful approach to things.
You lost your ship to monster? Question.
No, I left my ship. Had other things to find.
What was your ship called, Solstice?
It was the Shrouded Fathom.
Cool.
We find new ship.
I'm
We
off
find a
taking
new ship.
jobs, making some money.
Well, who knows?
We
Perhaps
make
a
it.
captain is looking for enough crewmates that we could fit their roster.
Yeah, we'd be like a deal. You get the whole crew all at once.
If it's a place where you could make some coin, a rock's it. It's a bustling center of adventuring, mercenary work, day-to-day work, and some of the seedier stuff. Just so long as you don't get caught by the authorities or get on the Baron's wrong side. So those of you who've been to the Rock before or aware of it would know that Raw, the ruler of the Rock, is an individual called Prince Andrew.
Oh, God.
Which I've put in chat, spelled differently. I do not think I can keep a straight face saying Prince Andrew for part of this campaign, so I have retconned that. The ruler of the Rock of Bral is no longer called Prince Andrew; they're called Baron Savile.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, him and his men keep themselves to themselves. So as long as you stay out of her way, that'll be fine. And if you get into their good side, and if you get into any scrapes, then the Baron can probably fix it for you. But yeah, drinks are drank. Flapjack does not join you. We are continuing to control, but yeah, you are left to your devices to chat among yourselves if you wish. If you want to know anything about each of his characters, or this is a free RP session until I figure it's time to move us on.
GM, can I have a short rest?
Not yet.
All right.
Sit drinking until we've had a short rest.
What was the
Elena.
captain's name again? Elena, honey, do you got anything to eat?
We've got plenty in the way of rations, but it's all pretty hardtack stuff. Bit of bread, some meat, but we intended to be out for... This is essentially a day trip there and back for us. Didn't really provision up, I'm afraid. But I can crack open one of the crates.
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
take what you got. I got some sauce, and I can put on there and make something of it.
What sauce have you brought?
I have a crystal sauce, funnily enough.
Okay. Yeah, Elena heads off to... It'll be about 5 minutes. Go head down another deck and crack something open. Anyone want some whiskey while I'm down there?
Ooh, I'll take some.
Yes, please.
Okay.
You're
And she-
offering.
She heads off, leaving you to your lounging.
Balthasar, you lost your ship 2 question?
Yeah, did. Lost the ship
How
and
question?
the good men. To space monsters.
What kind of space monster question?
Does it matter what kind?
Yes, yes, yes. Must be identified and classified. All details registered.
Perhaps it was the same kind that killed the crew on our ship.
Yes,
it
yes.
It was a void scover, as far as I know.
Okay.
Do I know what such a beast is?
I
am well smart.
Yeah, you can absolutely make anyone who has spent time in space can make a nature check. Anyone who has spent more than 6 months out in space can make that with advantage. And Balthazar just knows, obviously.
I don't know much about them. Just seen one at work.
Yeah. And would, just for ease of my art, would Balthazar, in character, would they describe what it looks like? And if so, I'll share the art.
That is rather simple for For those of you who might have seen seas, things that live there, it looks like a giant floating fish. Dire one. Giant.
Such a creature was able to destroy your ship and crew.
Oh yeah. They have large goddamn teeth. They are basically the space sharks, I suppose.
My goodness, sounds quite terrible.
And he describes a creature that I've shared the art of. These are huge creatures. Yes, there are. You would know that there are many different types of scaver. Void scavers tend to. Oh no, it isn't picking up because of a green screen. There we go. Nice.
It's sketching quickly in their notebook and sort of taking every single bit of detail, like color and scale.
Oh.
You would know that these are 20 foot long with powerful hides. Most other scavers are content to feed on kitchen scraps, as it were, in space. But if we're using that same analogy, a void scaver is one that would go after the cook instead. These are not apex predators, because there's unbelievable shit lurking out there rarely in the void, but for the day-to-day stuff that most people would encounter in their lifetime, void scavers are pretty much apex.
And I was informed that this one was big even for their lot. Tough luck.
Make me. I know I said not to before, but Balthazar, make me a nature check with advantage.
Sure.
You would recall that on the day, and however you want to interpret this into how your character behaves, I'll leave it to you. But you would recall that on the day that your ship was attacked and ruined by this scaver, despite your long service and your courage and leadership throughout life, you were very, very scared. You were uncharacteristically terrified on that day, and I don't know if that would have any ongoing effect for Balthazar, but yeah.
Sure, yeah. That does make sense. Didn't end well.
Did any of the other crew survive?
I don't believe so. And if they did, we did not meet again. I don't recall much of what happened afterwards.
Do you know how you survived?
Well, reportedly, I did walk into the city of my own accord. Although I'm not sure how that was possible in full. Well, let's just say that I've been convalescing after all that for a good couple of years now on this strange planet, trying to survive, mainly. Waiting for an opportunity to maybe try and find those of my kind again. Wasn't meant to be. I didn't expect them to land there. Really. Was hoping, still, maybe they would track us somehow, but no such luck. And, well, I've been looking for an opportunity to get out, and one has presented itself, though not quite the circumstances I would like.
Mr. Death.
Sure.
We breathe truth into the campaign as we play. The creature, a void scaver that sunk your ship. Would you like to name it?
Oh.
Did it have a name beforehand, or did it come to be known by another name after the incident?
Oh no. Horrifying. I don't have anything on me right now, no.
Okay.
If anyone else has, maybe.
Did your ship have a name?
I don't believe I gave it a
No?
name.
Your homework is
names.
I would like the name of your ship
Sure.
and of the creature before the next session. Because
I'll
who
try
knows?
before the end of
It's-
today.
Oh, cool, yeah. It's out there.
Somewhere out there.
Near the end of that, Elena would come back with a carrying under her arm a crate and just loosely holding 2 bottles. She's managed to get got the double bottle grip. As she comes up, and she was just catching a bit of the end of what Balthazar said as she came in. She's like, "You're kind." He said, "You looking for for more of your kind?"
Kind, yeah.
Plenty of gif on my rock. You'll find plenty there. And she sets the food and the drink down on the table.
God, I could
Right.
eat the north end out of a southbound polecat. Thank you.
Say what?
I said I'm so hungry I could eat the north end out of a southbound polecat.
I thought it smelled toast for a second, but no. Okay, excellent. Well, I sort of just uncorks the bottles and start pushing the food around on the table. Say, get stuck in. Your Aracles is uncharacteristically quiet and melancholy after the song that he played up on the deck. He just sort of takes a swig and a handful of food and then goes off to a corner and continues playing quietly. And after some time, will also use his lute. Yeah, he will leave the rest of you to it for this session.
Are you okay, considering we left behind your home planet and everything you knew?
Yeah. I'll be honest, I didn't have any family there. I was raised by, I called her my auntie, but like, she wasn't actually my auntie. She just took me in as a baby and raised me there at Candlekeep in the library. She worked there. So I didn't have much, and I got Reggie with me. We're good to go. We're gonna go off on an adventure. We're gonna be a crew. I'm so excited.
Who, pray tell, is Reggie?
Oh, I'm sorry. Reggie's my friend. I found them in a book.
Is like an imaginary friend?
No.
That's not
Reggie's
confused.
real. Y'all can't see them. Only I hear them, but I've never heard them speaking to anyone else. But they're real. I was worried for a split second when we left they'd stay, but seems they came with, so all's pudding.
None of you see anyone unexpected around.
Is your friend invisible? Question.
I don't know if they're invisible. Just because, it's not like they're moving about and I just can't see them. I think they just kind of exist in a space that would have allowed them to be in a book anyway. And now they come around with me. I try not to get too into it. It seems so rude to ask such prying questions of them.
Is Reggie here right now?
Of course.
Where are they?
Point to where in my room Reggie sits.
Now listen, I was born at night, but I was not born last night, and y'all are looking at me like I am just round the bend, and I am not. I tell you, Reggie is real. And I did find them in a book, but they're not like one of those where, you cast a spell and some invisible little odd bod goes around and does things for you. They're just, a presence that, goes around and gives me comfort.
Oh, understand. Excited.
Do you know what Reggie looks like? Has he ever described himself to you, or? shown
mean-
himself to you?
No, though I have played around sometimes imagining different things, though they didn't seem too keen on the silly costumes I kept putting them in my mind.
Bottoms up. Shall
Reggie?
take-
Hello? Reggie?
No, Reggie is inside. Yes?
I mean, inside, somewhere else, and just talking to me somehow. Who knows?
Understand.
You will hear in this discussion and this sort of light-hearted try to identify Reggie. You would feel, Harmonia, the fleeting moment of an amused parent hearing their siblings, hearing their children just have like some amusing gibberish conversation between them, like a grown-up's reaction to hearing two toddlers just interacting before either can speak. You feel just a flash from Reggie that's how they're feeling before back to normal. Doesn't come in the shape of words. My description, not nearly as poetic as how O described their true name last session, which had me like... But yeah, you
Trying to
feel
remember,
Reggie's
how did-
amusement.
How did O describe their true name last time?
Is the feeling of lying on top of a salty sea, just floating on top of it.
Okay.
You can call him O.
I mean, I feel like that description made me go, oh, so it works.
These three all give me name O.
As the conversation continues and rations are consumed, you may all award yourself a short rest.
Yep.
If we are going to do so, hold on. Is wild shape short or long?
It's a short rest.
It is a short rest. So if we are taking short rest, you might have noticed that O wasn't eating anything. And then they wild shaped themselves into a dog, a very normal, very much like Rocky looking. And then they start devouring the food very, very happily. And when they are done, they will transform back into O shape.
Oh, it seems you have quite mastered Rocky's form. Excellent work.
Happy face. Slight blush.
So is everybody rested up?
I've used Arcane Recovery to recover 1 third-level spell slot.
Sure. So yeah, you continue to chat. You know that you are about another 8 hours away. Elena has described a rock as being several 100,000 miles away. But the speed that the ship travels, you'll make it there in about 8 hours. And you, as occasionally you looked up a window, you have just seen the rapid flick occasionally of celestial bodies. You are traveling at incomprehensible speeds to those of you who live down the planet, yet the interior of the ship is fine. A while later, there is a brief shudder on the ship. And you see a rapid slowing. Still very, very fast, but you still noticeably the things up the window of the head's-been rapid flips begin to stretch a bit more, give them a sensation, but you are coming to a rapid halt for this ship, but still probably slowing down over the course of several thousand miles. When it shudders, you all feel, and you know it's from Flapjack inexplicably, you all feel a flash of alarm from Flapjack. And the captain just sort of stands up and grabs her sword and she's like, something's intercepting us. He can't get away from it or around it or he wouldn't have stopped. So she starts, just gets her sword and starts marching back towards to get up top onto the deck. What's everyone doing?
Hero deploys his helmet as his bonus action, flicks his shield into place on his forearm for his action, and says to everyone,
Alert, alert, battle stations needed.
and starts to march out to see what's what.
I will stuff the rest of the hardtack that I was eating in my mouth, just kind of dab with a napkin and run upstairs to the deck.
All right. Shall stand up, raise my rifle, walk out with it.
Solstice will just sort of trail after everybody else.
You don't give a shit.
And something of mine is missing from... So I'll just take a moment to set that up for you. So yeah, you make it up on deck, the ship rapidly slowing, and Elena is looking at whoever the last one out is. She would call for you to close the door over behind you to make sure the rest of the ship is closed off. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so the ship slows as another vessel comes into view, approaching the Moondancer from astern. It is much larger than you, and it is closing in on you rapidly. The pursuing vessel looks like a giant moth with wings made of iridescent crystal, similar in colour and lustre to the crystalline vines that ravaged your world.
Dun, dun,
You can just about make out figures on the other vessel's deck scrambling to arm the ballista. Ah, shit. Curses the captain.
The hell's that? Do you know that ship?
Astral elves. No offense, Harmonia. They don't look friendly. Best ready yourselves for a fight. We're going to be on us in minutes.
What's the current distance?
Probably several hundred, several thousand feet, but it is coming in, and you reckon it'll be on you in about 1 minute. You have time. You have time to do any preparations you want to do.
Does our ship have any sort of artillery on it?
You'll have seen that it does. It has one ballista, but it is not in. It is not in good state.
Oh shit!
The Moondancer has been packed light and breezy. But yeah, this ship comes looming into view. Last chance for any preparations that anybody wants to do.
Damn shame.
I think Solstice would just try to find some cover before.
Yeah.
Chance, you say?
I'll probably pop up Armor of Agathis.
Okay, take it off. As the ship gets closer, it is just much larger than the Moondancer. These wings, I'll share it again, just extend out and around. The ship comes in a little bit higher, and the wings actually reach over the top of the mast and the crow's nest on the Moondancer. Everything stops. and you are just there, waiting. After a few moments, you see a number of figures from on top one of the wings of the ship jump off, and you all feel a strange moment as the ship gets close enough to you. You'll be very familiar with this sensation. Those who've been on ship engagements before. There is a moment as the ship approaches where you feel a very quick blast of warm air, and you would know that this is the two air pockets of the ship pushing into each other and just merging, so they now share. You're in the same pocket of air, which is now much larger. 3 figures jump off. You see as they fall, they are elaborately armoured. Their faces entirely concealed behind intricate visors. And as they reach the floor, when they're about 10 feet away from the floor, their descent quickly slows, and they touch down gently on the deck. The figures, the 3 of them, look like this. I do not have my voice mod anymore, as it would not play kindly with Streamlabs for some reason. But you hear one of the figures at the front who has slightly more decorative armour than the others. Who is in command here? And Sartell says it would be her. Say, and you shall surrender yourself and your helm immediately. You are being taken into custody of the Empire.
Can y'all just do that? And then to the side, can they all just do that? I'm actually new out here.
The hell does that even mean?
Based on the uniforms and what Elena's briefly said, do we know what empire this is?
You would not immediately. You can make me a history check, though. Anyone who's spent any time in Wildspace.
Oh.
And also, on top of his rolls, everyone make me a perception check, please. So yeah, between Solstice and Zero and probably Balthazar, yeah, we've got the answer there, so we'll get onto perception. You would know that there is a Astral Elf Empire. They are quite separate. They are out of their jurisdiction, though. Wherever the Astral Elves are, they're said to... They are said to be under the... Where are we? Emperor Zavan is the ruler of the Astral Elf Empire, but they are located in an entirely different sector of Wildspace. They are far from home, and you can't see any feasible reason they'd have for trying to enforce law. Let's have a look. Oh, as everyone's engaging in this back and forth, you just notice up along the wing more of these soldiers training bows down. Bows that seem to have a lot of crystal in their design.
Immediately telepathically communicate that to Zero, and after Zero to the captain.
Okay. Elena, so I don't think I will be in a position to surrender my ship to you today. It is under the commission of Baron Saville of the Rock of Braal. And just from inside the helm, there's a haughty... We care not for your trifling politics. Prepare to be searched.
Now hold on. Act like you've been to town before. You
Kill
don't
her!
need to just land.
You'll just gesture dismissively at you.
Oh,
And I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Oh no.
He had no interest in hearing people speaking. So I'm going to put us all into a combat now.
Yeah.
So much going on. I kept
It
feeling
won't let
like,
me roll
oh,
it.
maybe I should say something, but then so much happening in such a short space of time.
Yeah, I meant to say some things, but I think the outcome will be the same, pretty much.
Ooh,
Too defiant.
somebody's
we are.
speedy.
People do not take well to being told to mind their manners. They never do.
What? Oh, super speedy.
Oh, Aracles needs deleting.
Permanently.
My God, why? What did he do?
Okay, that's not that many.
I am still not seeing. Oh, there we go. Took a second to load. DM, I'm just gonna target myself really quick so that I can be the.
Armor Magnificent before, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, and even people prep cast if you need to do it, now they can.
Ooh, this is vibrant.
This astral, this butterfly ship is brought to you by Zach Moller of Patreon. I will put a link
I did that.
in the YouTube VOD.
Temporary. There we go.
Okay. First up, one of the. So you'll see the deck of the other ship is 60 foot above you. The first one up, but oh, Elena should be at full health as well, actually, because she too has rested. Yeah, the first one is going to aim this crystal bow down off the deck of the ship above, and is going to loose an arrow at the captain.
Interesting.
It hits. And you see, as the arrow hits her, it seems to pass. It looks like an arrow until it's like moments away from that. And then there's just a sudden, almost like a high-pitched chime. And the arrow just turns into a beam of light that massively accelerates and seems to pass clean through it. You see no blood or sign of an arrow hitting the deck or being locked in her. She cries out as the warrior then fires another arrow at her. Two in rapid succession. Yes, if you wish to react.
Yeah, I wish to.
On the one that just happened, or the one that's about to now?
On the one that happened, because I was just checking if we have reactions on our first round before we take our first round, and apparently we do if we are not surprised. So I'd like to intercept the first one.
Okay, remind me how that works.
I roll a d10 plus my proficiency bonus, and the damage is reduced by that much.
Okay, do so.
Shoves his hammer in between.
Not a hammer actually, because I'm wielding my musket, so that's even stranger this time around.
So is this 6 damage? 6 damage is undone, yeah?
That would be 6 plus 3 at this level, so 9.
So 9 damage. I've added back onto it, and then it fires again. And hits her for a further. My God, yeah, just 2 arrows. Oh, sorry, I didn't move the ones down to the deck that I meant to. My bad. We'll say he fired from down there. Then, in that case. Let me just... Oh. There we go. Sort that distance out. Okay, the next one. The one who's the captain. He will... Is someone else pinging those for me? Or is mine doing it when I'm moving to...
No, I was pinging them so I knew what they were.
Okay. I was like, wow, what? This is like a weird delay, but it's convenient. The next one steps forward, like into the fray of the 3 of you. And is going to strike out at Harmonia as instructed. comes up a sword that, again, does similar. It looks to be very, very short in blade. Almost like just a bit of a bigger dagger. And he flicks into an upswing, and the blade extends with light that strikes across Harmonia.
He will take 5 cold damage.
5 cold damage, okay. As he does so and strikes across you, so you hear a different voice. You're out of your place and against your kin, race traitor. And he will strike again. Missing the second time.
Harmonia's face, pure confusion.
What?
Yeah, turn that down. So next up, it's you.
It's trying to. Oh, it worked.
You are, but there is also no room.
There's no room.
You're pushing.
Catapulted.
Yeah, you'll be launching friend and foe.
I can only see friends foe being catapulted here.
I do not believe you are able to transform into space. Let me just have a look. Well, I'm sure Mr. Death could find out quicker if it forces, or Monkey, if it forces a shove in this situation, or if it's just not allowed. You're always much quicker finding rules than me.
Please
thought
help.
I thought you could not.
I don't think I've ever seen an official ruling on something like this happening.
It could be something else. It's not a problem. It's just this. I actually have a question for DM whilst Wills. Is there any connections between both our ships? Any physical connections, i.e., like a ladder, boats touching?
No. No. So it's looming above you.
How high above us?
Well, the deck is 60 foot, so the bottom of it is about 30 foot. The hull is about 30 foot above you at the moment. The hull is nearly scraping the crow's nest of the Moon Dancer.
Seemingly, the caster has to sort of ensure that there's space for the creature. You cannot cast if there's no space for it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Then I need to find a different. Can I? Wait. What if I move?
I mean, you could move backwards under the sails and do it.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So that's like what, 10 feet of movement. This thing has 40 feet of movement.
5.
Okay. So 5 feet of movement. Transform. Rampage back in. Well, where do I fit? I don't think I fit anyway.
Just to check as well, I think you made a mistake. You have summoned a bear instead of turned into a bear.
Oh, this is very unfortunate. I just grabbed the wild shape and I put it on the foundry.
Okay. So what you want to do is so O is stepping back. She will take attacks of opportunity. Or they will.
No, let me just do something different. Is this small? This is also large. Jesus, all of these are large.
You picked all the big boys.
Did I pick all the big boys? Nah, let's do this one. These are all large.
And if you're wild shaping yourself, you drag it onto your own character sheet.
Yeah, your open character sheet.
I mean, it's quite cool.
Would Balthazar do me the honor of going before just so I can figure out what I'm doing my turn?
Yeah, if he's happy to, I'm happy to swap that round if you're Balthazar this round.
All right.
So O starts winding up a haymaker, and they're letting it load in. While they keep winding it up for extra damage, what does Balthazar do?
Well, they are much more in my face than they were a second ago. Before you have adjusted all the places. So would switching a weapon be a big issue here? I mean, I imagine Balthazar would actually sort of reach for the hammer when they arrived on our deck. I imagine 10 feet from us.
Yeah.
It's kind of just...
Yeah, that's fine.
So if you'd allow it, I will be happy to just deliver some mauling to the face of the one that's next to me and attacking Harmonia. All right then. Let's try. Oh, didn't target. Does 15 hit?
It does not.
All right, then. Let's swing again. Yes. Hey, we know what we need. Will I know? Just regular will be fine. Smacking. Damage.
See, the first one is is parried away by that light sword, but you're just you're very quick on the swing back.
I imagine Balthazar was slightly taken aback by the ferocity with which they attacked. Like sort of, yeah, he sort of predicted that this might be a conflict, just not. Just the escalation was so rapid, so he's just a bit taken aback by it and just backsteps at first when the swings start coming from the elf, and then only recovers on the second one.
Okay. Anything else from Balthazar?
You know what? Yeah, let's do one more thing. That will be a Shield of Faith on Harbonia, I think, because he did mention her already, so she might be the target for more stuff. So just quick cast. You stand back.
Okay.
Try to move in to cover her with his own body as well, just for flavor.
Sounds good.
I feel there's more shapes that I had that are not here, but I'm just gonna forgo that for the moment and just literally hit this person with primal savagery for the moment whilst I figure that out.
Okay.
Oh, and miss. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, that's fine. And just start my turn.
Was it your turn? Okay. Harmonia.
I'll just turn to Balthazar and say, "You are too kind." And then I am gonna Starlight step up to these guys up here. To right. Oh, did it? Yeah, there we go. It worked.
Isn't it 30 foot Misty Step? Oh no, sorry, this isn't Misty Step, is it? This is 60.
Starlight. Yep.
It is about 60 foot,
It's
is it?
30. It is 30. Is
Yeah,
that
so
not 30?
No, it's 60 foot up. We're all marked as being 60 foot.
There. Does that work?
No, the hull.
10, 15, 20.
The hull of the ship underneath you is 60. To get onto the ship is 60, because it's obviously multiple decks like yours.
Yep. Never mind then. I will look over and say, "You are too kind," and then I'm gonna just cast. Where'd it go? Starburst. Stepping forward to this guy, and I'm sorry, I meant Celestial Burst.
That hits.
Sweet.
That should be at a disadvantage, I believe, unfortunately.
Because I'm too close? Is that
It's a ranged spell, and you have a person right in your face.
Okay.
I believe that's a problem.
You want me? I'll roll it again.
Yeah, go and roll.
Take
Don't
the-
roll damage, just be attack. Yeah, that would miss.
All right, never mind then.
Thanks, Death.
God, Mr. Death. I'll
You and
add
playing by the rules.
that back on. Yeah, the spell just the light just blasts up. He brings the sword up and strikes the spell out of the air. Anything else from Harmonia? Remember to put your Starlight Step back on as well.
Yeah, I did. No, that's it for now.
Okay.
Is Harmonia in the initiative twice?
What? How did that happen?
Somehow, but she won't be in it again.
Who Harmon is.
now
It's her
the
friend.
the automatic combat difficulty rating removing Aracles and Harmonia. Foundry's like, hey. Just let me
Don't
know.
do that.
Up on the wing, you hear, "Break the spellcaster! Break his shield!" And arrows are going to be loosed at Balthazar.
You fool! That was my plan all along.
Can you react to a 20?
Oh yes, I can.
Like,
but haven't
we
you? Oh, no,
all
no,
cast
you
spells.
moved. Yeah, you moved.
Yeah, I moved. Is that a natural 20? I
is
do not.
not.
I do not see a roll.
Oh, it's down as blind gem for some reason. It was a dirty 20. I've
Oh,
changed it
okay.
now.
In that case, no. I will happily take that.
Okay. Again, the arrow just with light that rapidly accelerates. Oh, he succeeds. And then another one is loosed. Another 20.
Fine. Bring it.
Yeah, you see just Balthazar, this huge, wide unit of a gift, just suddenly take two of these beams of light that pass through him. Cries out in pain, but there is no blood. He maintains his focus. Solstice, it's you.
Which one of these guys is the more ornate-looking one? That
Yeah,
one.
the guy who's up in your grill.
Okay, so Solstice will run up to the back of the ship, and while he's doing that, turn around and just point at that guy and hammer the hammer on the back of his revolver and cast. Hold on, click on it first.
Is he gonna say Vortex Warp?
No, but I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out why I can't. There we go. Found a new message. Show me. Right. Just going to cast Magic Missile.
Ouch.
For a lovely 2 points of damage. Yes.
You see, as you rapidly fire these off, the magic missiles, those of you who are up close notice about an inch before his breastplate, they just splash off. Like they're hitting something slightly in front of his armor. He takes 0 damage.
Get right.
That's worrying. And then Solstice will pull out his other sidearm and shoot telekinetic shove at my macros aren't working for some reason. Telekinetic shove at the guy on the right of the boat, otherwise to be thrown off the back.
Fails. Which one is this? If you want orange.
This one.
So what, they're flung how many feet in which direction?
5 feet backwards.
Oh, do you mean up backwards?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a telekinetic shunt. Zoof. And yeah, they fall from sight.
And then Solstice will just kind of like put himself up against the mast of the ship, and that'll be the end of his turn.
Okay. Before 0 acts, you see and hear a from up above you in the hull of the ship. One of the open flaps or windows you saw earlier, and a bolt is fired from a ballista, which I will roll manually. It is coming aimed at 0. For a total of a dirty 20. Can you react to that 0?
No.
Okay. You are struck by a thin bolt, about the size of your arm, that comes in, and you are struck for 9 points of piercing damage. If you can mark that off manually. And then you hear, "Get that reloaded!" But any of you who've been on ships will know that it takes a number of people some time to reload one of these, so you are unlikely to be struck again next round. You looked very confused for a moment then, Monkey.
I think I applied the damage on your attack roll, so I just removed 20 HP from myself.
Good lord. Yes, you're dead. Fix it. And then once you've fixed it, it's your turn.
There we go. Zero turns to the captain and says,
Captain Sartell, please take cover.
behind his welding mask of a helmet, his glowing yellow eyes become red, and he's going to charge into the fray.
I love it. He goes full Baymax.
He reaches out with his free hand and is going to try and grapple the captain. I'm going to expend a use of my Guardian Armor infusion to gain a bonus equal to my intelligence modifier. And yeah, that's all for now. So athletics.
Oh, he gets 18.
Motherfucker. Okay, and I will turn to... Where is the ability? No, I will just engage my defensive field as my bonus action and get some temporary HP.
The captain, Elena, she's going to take an attack opportunity anyway if she steps back, so she's going to strike out before she steps away anyway, if she's going to take a blow. And it's her ship. So yeah, she reaches out and strikes with her, I think she's got a scimitar, and then she will try and step back, at which point he will strike out with his reaction. And he hits her as she dips away. A rapid exchange between the two of them. His light sword takes her up the arm, and she manages to whip around and move round behind Zero's shield.
There's quite a lot of dice on his scary sword.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Death pointed out that the magic missile calculation was wrong. That was just for one dart, and there's 3. So I don't know whether 6 would make a difference to 2.
It would not. I know that it manually needs added on, or all of it spotted off before it hit.
Good to know.
Next up, the other warrior rushes up to fill the space that Elena left, and determined to break that shield that you can see is being maintained, he's going to come in and swing at the large, imposing Gif. But I need to make his token a little bit bigger, really, for yours. He is going to come swinging in with the sword. First one misses. Don't know how. But then he comes and swings in again. Will you react to a 16?
No, I don't believe I will.
Tries to drive the sword down into your thigh. Tell me how your concentration breaks.
I mean, I don't know, because the way I sort of envision Balthazar's spellcasting, he's not even aware that it's spells as such. He sort of shouts orders and they just work.
Yeah.
Like, people get this little buzz and they feel bolstered by the order itself. sort of
Okay, yeah.
tells reality to happen.
Yeah. The confidence of your command falters for a moment with this this latest wound. But yeah, Harmonia, if you had changed your AC, you need to adjust it down again. But that is his turn. That's all he can do. Up from on the deck, the other archer moves along a bit more and is going to take that shot at Harmonia. They draw their bow back, but it glows a lot brighter than the other shots did before, as they unleash a larger bolt. Can you react to a 27, Harmonia?
Nope.
I will be intercepting that. For a total of 12 damage.
Okay, I will do minus 12 on whatever comes through now.
As Balthazar, even as he's swaying himself, still tries to protect those that are near.
There is still damage taken. That was a big hit, but you tank. So do you take the damage, or do you just
No.
Yeah,
No.
it's deflected away. But you see the warrior sort of shake his hand off and flex his arm. You can tell he sort of does some huge draw. He does not have a second shot in him. End of the round. Top up, you all see off after a couple of moments, off the edge of a ship, flying up in a very sort of Iron Man boots sort of fashion, the soldier who was knocked off the ship, lands back on the deck with his sword and is going to strike at 0.
Unexpected.
This is bad.
That's his target. And your range is only 5. Is he targeting somebody else as well by accident? That was very odd. A natural 20. Do you have any reaction in place to the... Oh, hold on. You said your defensive matrix. So remember what that does?
Simply temporary HP.
Okay. With no mitigation. Here we go.
Oh boy.
37. That is
Ouch.
rather a lot of damage for a CR3 enemy. What was that in terms of... That was 2 of the crit dice were full 6s. 1 was a 5. Yeah, a huge shot slash tears across the front of 0. He
PK
will...
for Christmas.
He will strike again. Missing on the second swing. No, why the animation flash still goes off. It was a miss. Next up, the captain is getting hemmed in and surrounded. He is going to disengage and step back. And once he steps back, you see he holds his sword at his side, but takes out his bow and begins to aim it at Harmonia. It's your last chance to yield. Oh, it's you. Balthazar, you're next.
Oh, concern. SO calls from the Astral Sea a shaft of pale silvery light to hopefully burn their enemies. So could they, Captain and the
If
one
you
next
press
to him-
damage, it should prompt it automatically from them both.
It's not great, but which one's the captain?
Captain's one on the left. The captain looks worse off. The captain actually, from several points in the armor, you do see some blood coming out through the joints in his armor.
Okay. So that's their action. As their bonus action, would the DM kindly transform O into a medium-sized fluffy creature, white fur, black tail, and cute long ears that looks very sweet, but hopefully is quite deadly.
Long ears, you say, yeah?
Yeah.
I think I know the one you're talking about.
You should name them something I can pronounce.
Oh, okay, that is confirmed for me.
And they're going to do a little hop. Uy, no more templates. No more templates. Just movement. Come here. And go in front of the.
Excellent.
I've become Barobian for some reason. That's the end of my turn.
Excellent. Balthazar, it's you.
Oh well. So they are wounded by the beam.
Yes.
Yes.
They are wounded.
Okay. 5 still. Horrible. Should we yield? Alright, well, I think in a situation like this, when O is ahead of me, I'll just strike at the one next to me. I don't see much else I can really do right now. This. Okay. Where is the...
True, misses. The maul swings wide, and he just takes the first one off the shoulder of his armor, drives you back, and then riposts away with the other one.
Nothing else I can really do.
Okay.
That's it.
Harmonia, it's you. Things aren't looking good.
I'm gonna look over at Balthazar and just pat him like, "You all right, hun?" And I am going to cast Healing Light on him. I don't know how to make it to. I don't know how to tell it to use. All of the things.
What, do you have like a pool it can draw from?
Yeah.
How many of those things do you have?
I can use up to 4d6 at once. So I would like to do 4d6.
Okay, for future reference, when you're on the healing amount, you could put him a situational bonus plus 4d6.
You know what's funny is it asked me if I wanted to do damage. And so I was.
I think it's healing damage. Okay,
Okay.
so you want to roll an additional 4d6, do you?
Well, it would just be an additional 3d6.
Yeah, okay. Do
4d6
slash roll 3d6, and I will manually add that onto Balthazar when it comes through. So you've added 1 HP to him. Wow, they are some of the worst rolls. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll add an additional 9 onto Balthazar. You are flooded, Balthazar, with the pathetic promise of like a signature meal. A signature dish amount of healing.
That was
Is your
disappointing.
bonus?
And then I am going to step difficult terrain through my friends here. And I am going to green flame blade this captain.
Green flame is a cantrip, yeah? Cool.
Yeah, so basically, like, I attack, but then I
Yep.
can make the whatever.
The
so.
spell if it hits, yeah. I don't know. You're killing I don't know what. I don't know how that's worked in terms of targeting.
It automatically like accepted everyone in the world. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I see.
Including yourself.
Yeah.
So you have 40. So 40. Okay, so click damage. We'll see what
Yep.
it does. You should be on 14 HP yourself if it changes. Just amend it. Let's see what it's done in
Okay,
terms
so
of damage.
that's the green flame blade damage. Did it roll the normal mace attack damage as well?
No. Click damage on the mace.
Oh, I no longer can. It's grayed out. Let me.
Oh well. Okay. To click damage. Okay, so the one who you hit, I have done 5 damage to. I'm assuming you're swinging at the captain and having the spell jump to the other one.
Yes.
Yeah. Is the green flame blade damage to both, or just to the person it chains onto? With that spell.
It chains onto, I believe.
So only the person who's chained to takes damage. Let's have a look. The fire itself was decent. So, okay, yeah, you strike the captain, and green flames, unless you're flavouring it differently, leap over to his companion.
Okay, so for the green flame, so the one she struck takes 1d8, and the other guy takes 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier.
Okay, so I looked at the damage that the other one got was the 1d8. So what's your spellcasting modifier?
7.
What?
I'm sorry, 15. What? It's +7.
No, your spellcasting modifier.
My spell DC is 15.
Your charisma mod.
Oh.
Yeah.
7. Yeah.
No, like, what's your charisma score?
It can't be.
Like 18 or 20?
+4. It's +4. Okay. So
Oh,
1d8
I'm looking at the wrong
4.
one. It says +7
So
there,
an
but
extra
okay.
5.
I see what you're saying.
So he takes another 5. Okay, cool. That's your bonus. That's your action. Anything else from you, Harmonia? You've moved into the
That's
fray?
it.
Okay. Right. Let's have a look. Up on the bridge. Was that a hum? I want to say something, Solstice?
No.
Oh, I thought that was like a. Okay, so up on the wing, one of our warriors is going to aim at Zero. See him a chance to take him down. It too is going to do a larger draw on its bow. And we'll shoot. Can you react to a 28?
I cannot.
Then.
Solstice will react.
Oh, go on.
Be like, this seems real bad, and hits the dial on his other gun, so you have to reroll.
Cool. Okay.
Oh wait, actually, let me check the range on that.
Does that count as having to make? Is that counting as it being a new attack? I don't think it will get the benefit. I don't think you'll get the benefit again. But it's spent it, so we can't do a second attack.
But
so I think
it's out of range.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
How short range is that feature?
Oh wait, is it range to you or range to the person?
It's 60 foot above you and.
Oh,
5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35.
Yeah, you're 30 feet. It's 30 feet range. So.
Oh yeah, he's definitely more than 38, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah.
Goodbye, guys.
Zero, as a beam of light blasts through, falls forward. Collapses to the floor. The way I'm ruling it here is you're not unconscious yet. Mechanically, you can't do anything, but you have consciousness and can speak. That is all he will do. He did a bigger boy shot. Solstice, it's you. You all hear this crash as a beam goes through Zero and he falls forward. Solstice, it's you.
He's just going to sort of shout out and go, Elena, what are we doing? And then shoot Toll the Dead at the captain, which is this one.
Ooh, okay, yeah, it is. And he is bloodied for purposes of calculating damage. Oh, it's not bloodied, it's missing any of HP. It looks like you didn't target him.
Alright, hold on. Right.
So just cast it again and then with him targeted, just say not to consume a spell slot.
It's a cantrip.
Oh yeah, of course.
So he's not bloodied. Or he is.
He's
super
more than
bloodied.
bloodied. Yeah, he's mega bloodied.
17.
Big 12.
Ooh, he succeeds. He shakes off. He shakes off the spell.
That's it really, because the whole shoving doesn't seem to work. So just like a later.
Okay. 0. As Terminator-style computations and UI elements begin to crackle and fade at the edge of your vision, you're free to speak if you have a slowed-down version of your voice, but please make your first death save. This music now seems really inappropriate. A nat 1. As 0 lies on the floor trying to recover, there is a sudden spark and a malfunction. You all see this small burst of flame in the cavity in his chest. 0 has failed 2 of his 3 death saves.
Real bad. Oh dear.
Elena, unfortunately, does not reveal any hidden spellcasting ability. She is going to rush up and is going to strike twice. First strike hits. Second one hits. And she's going to try and position herself to intervene if anything looks to move at 0 again. Well, for melee range. This one here, who is sort of backed into a corner by Harmonia and Balthazar, he's going to take a swing at each. It keeps not liking his range. There we go, that's better. Oh, it's automatically attacked. Very odd. Misses at Balthazar, and there's a turn trying to get Harmonia as part of the same arc. Misses Harmonia as well. Up on the wing. You are aware, Solstice, of the figure running up the wing and passing mostly out of sight. They have full cover for the purposes of attacking, but you can see through the translucency of the wing exactly where they are.
Okay.
But they are not attacking at you. Top of the round.
Top.
Oh,
of-
did I...
No. When they took the moonbeam damage,
Oh, okay, yeah.
that's when they first. I just don't know if it counts last round. The spell says when they first step in or at their start of their turn. Did you count the damage last turn?
Say that again.
Last round. So the spell for moonbeam.
Yeah.
That's when the creature first steps onto the moonbeam or at the start of their turn, I believe. And my question to you is, did you take the damage last turn?
So they did, when you cast it, they did damage. Do they continue to take damage when they remain in it?
Oh, that turn.
Or when starts its turn there. But
Okay, so.
But
So
the
you
wording
cast that last turn, didn't you? And then transformed.
Yes.
So yeah, this guy now, we've just started his turn. He will roll it again. So is it another 1d8?
No, it's 2d10 radiant damage
Oof.
on a fail save. So it's a con save.
So he makes a con save each round, does he? Let's have a look. So,
I don't know, because it says when a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there.
Okay, yeah. So he makes a con save. What is the DC he needs to make?
It says so on 15. Oh,
He's rolled a 4, so he takes what? 2d8, did you say, or 2d10?
2d10. I can roll it.
Okay, yeah.
7.
7. He takes 7 damage.
And it's for the 2. Yeah, so it's this one, the captain, I guess. And
So when it gets to his turn, we'll do that. He sees the captain striking out at him, and this strange creature in front of him too. He sees it as captain's in a bad way. He is going to turn his attention from the automaton on the floor. He's going to strike once at the captain and once at the creature.
Give me.
So he strikes at Elena. Elena, however, is going to throw her scimitar, spin it across him, and is going to parry. She gains 2 AC against this attack, and that makes it a miss. And then it strikes at the cat kangaroo type creature in front of him. That's all he can do.
I'm gonna
Oh, yeah,
roll the con save. Just checking. Yes, I do have Warcaster, so I'm gonna roll it with advantage.
Oh, nat 20 succeeds.
Nice. Okay.
Next up is the captain. He too remains in the moonbeam. So he needs to make a con save. DC, what did you say?
15. 15.
8. Roll that 2d10.
That was 1 because I'm an idiot.
So you roll another d10, yeah?
Yes. Except for the -1, so it's a 5. Just I typed something.
Tell me how you kill the captain.
Simultaneously, this old creature is going to, because that's not even like my turn, but I think my turn's right after.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. It's just yeah. So,
but if I could do it all simultaneously,
yeah, of course.
This fluffy bunny creature is going to hop and then dissolve into O, which covers C3RO as they cast Healing Word on C3RO. They're not even looking at the captain.
Can you drop out of your wild shape? Can you without expending anything?
Bonus action?
Okay, cool. And Healing Word is an action, is it?
Oh, god darn it! No, it's
Pretty sure
not.
dropping wild shape's free, isn't it?
Is it?
Is it?
Is it not?
I've never played a druid. This is the first druid I've played with. I would imagine you can drop anything as they are.
Wild shape. Blah,
I mean,
blah.
unless it specifies, then we're saying, yeah, you can just go, I'm going to stop focusing on that.
It is a bonus.
It is specified as a bonus to drop.
To transform.
It is specified as a bonus to drop.
Ah, okay. So bonus to drop.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Do you have any healing actions?
Yes, I do. I have
Cool.
gooseberry. Gooseberry? They are now gooseberries. Yes, so drop, it's O again, goodberry, which doesn't heal on constructs, I think. Hold on.
Oh! Just patting at him like...
Wait, I don't know. No, it's something else. Wait, hold on. I'm just going to cast it so we can all read it. Eating a berry restores 1 hit point. Provides enough nourishment. There, it doesn't say.
It doesn't. Yep. And his thing says it doesn't require, but it doesn't say that he can't benefit from. So, yeah.
So, O is stuffing gooseberries into C3RO's mouth. 10 of them, all at once. Turn on. I'm completely unaware that the captain's dead. You might need to change me back.
Yes. I think
And
if
maybe put me here. Behind.
Just trying to remember how I do that. Polymorpher. Nope. There is a
There's
way
button
to...
in the header of the character sheet.
Yes, restore transformation. Thank
you.
Monkey.
I might take an opportunity attack because I've moved to.
You moved
this
across
guy.
there, did you?
Yeah, that's fine. They can attack.
I have given Zero 1 HP. It's an action for you to go and choose to eat a berry. You're not ramming a full fistful of berries down his mouth. We'll say you have administered enough to shock him back. The goo of this berry melting just obviously conducts something, and there's a jolt of electricity in just the right way, and suddenly Zero. Go on, Zero. I need like a speed and up coming back to speed noise.
He goes from being
Unconscious effectively to defense mode engaged.
Excellent. Balthazar, it's you. Oh, so first of all, the captain crumbles. And now, Balthazar, it's you. You hear cries from the troops around the ship.
Get it, Balthazar.
Yeah,
Captain Asmodean!
I shall move forward. I shall extend my hand towards Zero.
Another cry out from one of the voices on the wing down to the figure who is in front of Zero. Your orders, Lieutenant Jarlin! Okay, now you, Balthazar.
Get yourself together. As I lay my hand on your arm, Zero, and I will push 24 healing into you. So you can add that. I mean, it's from lay on hands, so I don't think there will be a formula for that. It's just 24. That would be my action, unfortunately. that's the bad part. Which means that I will just stare down. Did I notice who they are screaming to? Who is the lieutenant?
The one who's in front of Zero.
Sure. Seem to be losing your advantage pretty quickly. I would suggest laying down your weapons while you still can, and we'll let you take the body. Unless he literally disappeared, I didn't get that.
No, he's still there.
And that will be my turn, unfortunately.
Okay.
Zero, you're still not healed for reasons.
Oh, how much was that?
24.
I will add it on to you now. Plus 24. Ah! Oh, minus 24 from you. Okay. Harmonia, it's you.
Hey, I'm gonna just turn to the guy behind me now that the captain's dead, and I am just going to attack this guy with my mace and my dagger in my other hand because I have two weapons.
The first one away.
All right then. Oh, come on!
You are ill-trained. Clearly never seen the light of the Empire. You disgust me.
Absolutely. And that's it for me.
Okay. The astral... the warrior up on the wing is going to hold their action. In fact, no, they're not, because of how that will work out. That's frustrating. He's going to hold his action. He's going to fire if a certain condition is met. Solstice, it's you.
Okay, I will check the range and something. Okay, the one who just held his action.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Let's try a hot one at him. Oh no.
Hits the just blasts off the wing, hits the shielding of the wing. Anything else from you, Solstice?
This it's called Crow's Nest in front of me. Is there a way up into that from where I am?
There is a ladder. It's a 30-foot ladder. It take you. I think that's 2 turns to get up. Oh, you have a climb speed.
Right. Okay.
Do you have a climb speed? I don't know. With your arms, you could. I would be surprised if you did.
Did I give myself climb speed? Let's have a look. Where?
Otherwise, unless you're Misty stepping up or something, it's 30 foot up the Crow's Nest.
Where do I see my speeds?
You don't have a climbing speed.
Okay, alright, then no, I'll stay where I am. No, yeah.
So it doesn't matter how many arms you've got, you're still using feet, aren't you?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, Zero, you are back online. What do you do?
Zero is immediately going to pull back his non-shielding fist. His fist will be wrapped in that pink electricity that he harnesses. And he's going to slam it into the face of the guy in front of him. I will use my inspiration for advantage.
Go for it.
Nice.
Nice. That dice did a satisfying amount of spinning then. Remind me, any was effect from this, isn't there?
Ringing noise rings out from me, targeting him specifically. And
What does that noise sound like, Gija?
Excuse me?
What does that sonic ring sound like? I'm just calling on you. What's that big sound effect?
Shoo!
There we go. A cue
And
rings
that
out.
has
Zoo!
disadvantage unless he's attacking me, and then I
Okay.
will punch him again because
Nice.
I do indeed have extra attack.
Oh, that flirted to be in that 20 for me.
I
Goes wide,
will
misses.
engage my clockwork apparatus to turn my dice roll into a 10, which would mean my full roll is a 17.
That would hit. What is this madness? What is this madness that's just happened?
It won't apply automatically though, I don't think. But it's
So what?
9
So
damage.
9 damage.
Thunder damage.
Nice. Anything else from you?
No.
Okay. Elena's gonna swing twice. Seeing her companions get back up, it keeps wanting me to untarget and retarget. Astral Elf Warriors. Oh, I'm on the wrong person. That's why. Foolish me. There we go. Her first swing is a nat 20. My Foundry FPS has dropped significantly for some reason. She swings again. Missing the second time. The other warrior to the south, looking at what's going down, seeing the terrible state that the lieutenant is on already, and the captain is down. He calls up in an authoritative voice. Protocol Theta 5! And he is going to rapidly ascend off the floor with his boots to a height of 100 feet. There's a huge amount of propulsion. It's just like a... he shoots up. If you played Subnautica, it's like the... Go on.
Can I swing at him?
Absolutely.
Okay. I wasn't sure if this was a thing that like he gets to just shoot off into the sky.
I mean, he's shooting up, but you absolutely get a chance to clock him on the way.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I'll try.
Oh.
You can take a swing as well if you have your reaction, Balthazar. I can't remember.
I do, but
Oh wait, did I just hit the wrong one?
I think
Yes.
Is it
Oh
the
no,
one by me?
you're the bright blue one, aren't you? No, you have the correct one. Got the correct one. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So Balthazar, did you say that you're not?
Yeah, I will not attack.
Okay. He so he doesn't go straight up. He sort of lifts up and then descends down out of sight. Oh shit. No. There we go. Landing on the ship above. The warrior who'd been holding his action fires his arrow into the corpse of the captain.
Does he hit?
He does. The other one at the back of the ship, you hear different cries coming up, commands and protocol and words that you're not familiar with. He is going to fire at Balthazar, the guy who's at the back of the ship. In fact, do you know what? The sails would be in the way of that from that point, so I don't see how he can. Thinking about it, so I think he's going to come to the edge and shoot down at Solstice instead. We're sometimes a bit fast and loose with cover, but I think huge sails billowing and blocking the way are understandable. He shields. He shields it off.
So I just shoot the arrow out of the sky with my revolver.
Nice. Well, he's firing a second time, so what's your AC now?
20.
Well, 20.
And the same bullet strikes the other arrow as well.
It does.
Right off his bow.
It does. He goes to as he's drawing back to knock it, just his bow's knocked back. Top of a round.
He needs a con save.
My God, he does. So that hasn't been dropped by you. No, he hasn't. We'll see. So in this beam of light, he looks set to go and do the same.
Damn it.
He makes it. Is it 0 damage on a save or half?
I think it's 0. I'm not sure. Hold on for a moment. I'll just roll it and I'll tell you in a second. Movie. Con save
Half
fails.
as much, yeah. It is half.
Half as much. Oh, so quick. Half.
So he takes half of that. Okay.
Yeah.
He has the same from his boots as he rapidly begins to ascend, but the moonbeam is still higher than him. And as he goes up, it just... and his ascent just sort of slows and just goes off. Just goes wheeling off out of direction as he has been killed whilst travelling up at that speed. And he just... I can't think of a way to describe it without referencing a very insensitive American astronomical event. He just goes careening off in a trail off the edge of the ship and disappears, falling out of sight. Oh, you are all alone on the ship. What would you like to do? You hear? I would give it a top of round. I would hear all of you hear from the ship above you and Elena calls out, "They're making to flee."
They have shot the captain with a bolt.
They have shot their own dead captain. Yeah.
With any kind of special looking bolt, or as in,
no,
like,
just the same light arrows they've been used. Oh no, they haven't shot like a visible time bomb into him or anything. They just shot him while he was already down.
Okay. And there's no rope that they're gonna
No.
pull this.
No.
Make sure
They
it's
just never get
double
captured.
tapping their own guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
not
okay.
still secrets.
What's in the BO?
Okay. Crossbow shot at the guy who's targeted. Just your average.
Yeah, the guy on the edge. Yeah.
Oh, it's just learning
Yep.
to use this crossbow.
Yep.
So it's not gonna hit.
Yep. When we get to initiative count 20, things happen. Balthazar, it's you.
Things happen, huh? Well, there's no one around. Do I see? I can see only one guy.
Yes.
Right?
The only one you can see is this one.
Yeah, that
the,
one.
the captain,
So I thought-
or the lieutenant, is essentially entirely out of line of sight because they're on the deck proper.
Sure. Is the captain fully and completely dead by now?
Yes.
Okay.
It was uncertain before. It is
Right.
very certain now.
Just like, take a glance at him. See, I guess I don't see the arrow, right? They disappear.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, what does the guy on the wing do? Like, is he still holding his weapon?
He is.
Okay, so I will indeed drop my maul and grab onto the rifle, onto the musket, and fire 2 shots. I believe that's actually at long range already. Apparently, musket doesn't really have a good. Okay, well, that will be at a disadvantage then.
Still hits. Shockers ringing out from the deck.
Dang. Decent damage.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Just don't have much else to do here.
Dual wands. Dual wands. That should be a misfire and take your hands off. Yeah.
Snake hands.
Misses. Elena, Harmonia, Balthazar, and Zero. Make me a con save. DC 10.
Ooh. Spooky. Oh? That's a 6.
Whose was for 7?
Mine.
And Harmonia?
Does it not say that here?
Oh, I didn't hear you say my name. Con save. Okay.
Yes, please. DC 10. Harmonia and Balthazar, your ear really hurts. The gun misfires in some way. It's much louder than usual. No deafened status, but you're both out of unmechanically hurt. You're narratively hurt by that. Balthazar, anything else from you?
No, I believe that's it.
Okay, Harmonia. No, sorry.
Okay.
Initiative 20 hits. That was between Balthazar and Harmonia. The ship above, which I'll not try to move because it's not a token attach or a tile, begins to lift and turn and vibrate for a moment before rapidly beginning to pull away. The 2 who are on top need to make dex saving throws.
This is very rude to one's own crew, just saying.
The one on top of what? Sorry.
The crew members, not
Oh, okay. I see.
not your crew.
Cool.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Don't leave them with us.
The one who is this boy on the wing manages to remain on.
Okay.
This boy down here becomes dislodged. So we are now in a situation where the ship tears off. It just stretches for a moment and then there's a huge disruption to the air bubble where for a moment you all feel out like the breath's been forcefully pushed out of your lungs, but as you sort of go to breathe and panic, you can already breathe again absolutely fine. It's just a really weird, almost like an involuntary cough sensation, and then the ship is gone, and this fellow is falling, and you will see, we'll see what happens when it comes to him. Harmonia, it's now you.
Well, that changes everything. I think I have no anything that can like grab him. I'm gonna hold my action and just get ready to throw a sacred flame at him if he tries to attack anyone.
To be honest, I don't think any of you other than Solstice would really realise this guy's here.
Oh, all right then.
Because
then
the sails of the ship are very much
I'll
between
turn to
you.
everyone else then and just say, we all right? Are you okay? You were sparking a minute ago.
But as you hear this, Solstice, you hear conversation breaking out, but you know, and you begin to see him. What's Solstice doing?
Is this guy like falling? Does he have the jet boots?
He has the jet boots. He's descending.
Okay. Do I want to be nice? Or... I'll yell out to the others and say, "We still got a visitor over here." I guess I'll shoot.
Damn it. We almost had a ship.
Ew.
Wow, decent roll.
Yeah, it's very decent damage.
And then for good measure, I'll not that one. That's the wrong button. That like shove. I don't want to put him above the more towards the ship, so he's falling onto the ship.
Yeah, so what, more central like that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then maybe I'll just wrong button.
Okay.
Jank around the side there.
0, it's you.
So Zero rushes forwards to where he heard there may be enemies still. I can see him from there, okay, right?
Yeah, half cover, but you know he's there.
And I am going to engage the crystal on my forearm and shoot out my lightning launcher at him.
Ooh. Good grief. Yeah, an arc of lightning takes him.
I too will attempt to shove with my gravity warp, trying to pull him slightly towards me.
Fails. He fails, so yeah, he is ripped. I'm going to say 5 foot down and slightly in your direction. I'm going to give him 5 foot from Mark as well. I only moved him horizontally. Okay, Elena has nothing she can do. She's just watching. The warrior being blasted at in the air. He is going to see the ship just stretch out of sight, and is going to cry out, "For the Emperor!" And is going to with the sword, but it isn't enough. But he has multi-attack, so we'll see how the second. I'm gonna make him do a wisdom saving throw, DC 12, to see if he has the gumption to carry on with it. He doesn't. He panics. He's not gonna get a chance to do it again until next round. Oh, it's you.
Oh, how hurt do they look?
He just got his sword in both hands and drove it into his own stomach.
So very.
He is still alive, but he's not in a good way.
Is he still
And they are 50 foot above me?
Sorry. So he would have descended. So no, he would now be on top of the cabin, sort of like half kneeling. So he's 15 feet.
Can I get to them? No.
He's 15 feet above the floor.
Perhaps we were able to take him alive.
Yeah. Wait. So, can I get to him from where I am?
If you have anything with a 15-foot reach, yes. But if not, no. You can use spells and things. You can't grab him unless you've got 15. I don't know how far your pseudopod goes.
No, 10 feet. But I can do something else.
Yeah, do the thing.
Is this also large? Can I transform into a large creature here where I am? Is this a thing?
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah. I would very much like to turn into a 4-legged creature with horns and pink feathers, ? That is able to do a standing leap 40 feet into the air. And I would like to try to grab...
I never knew that thing could do that.
Well, it's an alien creature. They're capable of wonderful things.
Yeah.
No, I have not basing this out of News Commander. This is a completely original character. And as they are going to try to attempt to grapple the
So it's a What's a bonus to transform? Is bestand and leap a bonus feature? It's a feature. Cool. Okay, yeah. So it just jumps up without a run and start, so no sort of action there. It's part of its movement. And yeah, you want to make a grapple attack.
Yes. Now this is a DM ruling. I think druids get to keep their features when they transform. A noose has a feature which is amorphous, which allows them to do grapples with advantage. I think.
Well, we'd already said that like your alien forms are amorphous and effectively really high quality. So it makes sense in character for it to be amorphous still.
Is that athletics or acrobatics or whichever one?
For you, it's athletics.
Okay.
So make that with advantage.
Advantage, please. Okay.
You've got him.
They are this. I would like to say it is grappled by the feathers, which are actually also pseudopods.
Okay, yeah. So
they're not feathers; they're arms.
He's currently grappled. Anything else from you? So you're now up on that roof.
Falling. Oh, I'm on the okay.
Yeah, you're up on that roof. This horse, this weird alien horse-looking thing. Oh, no, sorry. Oh, it's reach 15 foot. Did you say?
Sorry, say that again.
So you've jumped up there to grapple him, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So you now see, in this weird alien horse-type form is up on there, and the warrior is just wrapped and bound in all these pink feathery tendrils. Anything else from you, Gija?
If I could keep using my movement, I could come back down, but the speed for the creature is 70.
Okay.
If not, we'll just stay up there. That's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah, he's already failed on this turn, so I think he could be dragged this turn. My god, players complicate fucking everything. So yeah, he is pulled down then, I think.
So
I will not make him take... Oh, no, that's his HP, not his height. Ah, no, it was a mistake. There we go. He does not take fall damage because he's been wrenched by... He's a hole in him. Okay, Balthazar, it's you.
You're muted, Balthazar.
Right then. I'm right next to him, and let's see. Is he struggling at all?
Yes.
By now?
He's clearly trying to twist and just getting a chance to use the sword again.
Right.
His hands are free. He's around the way. He's still an enemy. He's definitely looking to attack again.
Sure thing. Then first, he is grappled by O.
Mm-hmm.
I shall attempt to shove him to the ground, I believe. If I recall correctly, using the attack, you can make... Yeah, knock it... You make a strength athletics contested by the target's strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics. So it's like the grappling essentially when it comes to the mechanics. And I believe I roll it with advantage. Due to
he has gotten a 19.
Hippo build. Well, athletics.
25. He is gently borne down to the floor.
And as he's prone, I will use my second attack to smack him with a hammer just a little bit on the head.
It's just a little bit our way of saying with non-lethal damage.
Indeed.
Okay.
Therefore, I believe this will be with advantage. Oh.
It's a crit. Tell me how you knock him out.
I mean, it's just a gentle tap, really.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
for you, maybe, yeah. His forehead becomes one with the decking.
Yeah, you know what? If you'll allow it to be flavored differently, I'd like to just headbutt him into submission.
Absolutely fine with that. Absolutely fine. He is headbutt into that sweet good night. All the prone, grappled, incapacitated. He's very paralyzed now. He's definitely asleep. He is getting filled with all the statuses. As he is knocked out, should we take a brief break and pick back up? So yeah, we'll take 10 minutes and we'll be back to see what happens next. So thank you. We'll see you in a few. And we're back. At the very end of that break, my internet connection went haywire for a second, so I'm just looking to make sure that everyone's in the right place, and it's all loaded back in. It looks like we're good. How did we all find, by the way, table, the battle music?
Jaunty.
It was pretty fun.
I'm greatly enjoying it. It's very different from regular D&D music, that's for sure.
Yeah, good. So combat has ended. We have slammed the head of the one remaining warrior into the deck of the ship. He is now unconscious. We're out of initiative. What are we all doing? Once he's unconscious, would O be remaining in Moorbounder form?
No. O would go back to their normal form. And say to C3 you okay? Question?
I will
All
be
functioning
fine.
question?
Everything is okay.
And the helmet pulls back and his eyes are no longer red. And he can't give a smile, so he just says to O,
Happy.
Okay, less scare.
I've seen quite a few mechanics at Scare that would work, and there's nothing like a solid slap to the machinery.
Captain Sartell, quite heavily wounded, just grips onto the railing of the ship for a moment. That's quite some audacity to be coming out of Wildspace, and I mean, it wasn't just me. They were quick to throw blades, weren't they? You may think very quick, and they're far from having any jurisdiction here.
Harmonia, I'm gonna start patting over this body of the captain that's here on the ship. Like, I know he's dead, but I'm just gonna rifle through and see what he has. Yeah, who are these people? What empire were they talking about?
So Balthazar, you'd have known from before the Astral Elf Empire under the Emperor Zavan. You know, is very, very remote in a region referred to as Zarik's space. To put it into a global level in terms of distance, obviously the scale is much, much bigger, but if all of Wildspace, the vast majority of day-to-day Wildspace is in Central Europe, Zarik's space is New Zealand. It is far-flung. Astral elves are not seen very often. They're known to have a quite militaristic empire, but it's very far away. It doesn't cause day-to-day problems. This, very, very weird. The authority they acted with trying to arrest you in the ship, very, very out of place. It was a very American way to be behaving on the world stage.
Yeah, and do I recall correctly that you mentioned something about the ship being made out of this crystal that reminds us of the beings?
So weapons.
It's a bit more green on the art, but yeah, the crystal elements of the ship were very much of a similar hue to what occurred on the planet.
Right.
As for you searching the body, make me an investigation check, please, Harmonia.
13. I'm rolling like shit.
Yeah, a lot of this armor, just to remind you what it looks like, is almost like one piece, like fused together. It's very difficult to find some places. The only real indicators where some of the seams are is that there's like rivulets of blood that have found their way out. Other than that, it almost looks like it's a jumpsuit at points. You identify that the boots are separate to the rest of the armor, and you, looking over them, see that there is some manner of outlet or device in the bottom of each shoe. There appear to be no arrows, despite the art, and the sword is now only a hilt. Other than that, you find no pockets or pouches on the captain.
If I grab the hilt, does it? I'm like this. Like, does it turn on or anything?
You feel like a warmth, and an attempt at a blade of light does sputter for a moment, but then fail.
Guess it would be too much to ask that it had a name card on him, or I'm this guy and I'm here for this reason. But all right, and I'll just kind of stand up and brush myself out.
I don't think they'd kill him if that was the case. Oh, I'd say that they were quite lost, but they seemed to be here for a reason. Seemed to care about those orders enough to kill their captain, not to tell us what they were. So that's kind of out of the picture. I sort of relay the little information that I have about the Astral Elves and their empire. And then I go, so if it's not a coincidence, and it is a strange occurrence that they were here, and it has also been a very strange occurrence that we have witnessed down on the ground, and then there have been other similarities between those two events that I shall quickly point out.
Indeed, the crystals alone are a most worrisome forecast.
The coincidences just seem to be mounting. I don't like that one bit. Now it's even more personal than it was before.
They're not out here that much, because I mean they all acted like the sun rises just to hear them crow. So, but this is not something that that y'all come across very much.
Do you have a list of these typed out?
I grew up with these.
These
Like,
Dixieisms.
I went. Okay, real talk. When I made this character, I went and looked for a list of like common Southern idioms. And I went through it, I was like, oh no, this is just all shit that me and my family say. Like, this is like, none of these were new.
Okay.
I was wondering if this was coming naturally because they are fantastic.
No,
They're
I
amazing.
kept trying to find one new. There's a few that are like very like archaic that like I've only ever heard a few times.
Don't say that. It's 2022. Don't say any of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
oh, really? Oh, okay. I was joking, but oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'll type it in chat, but yeah, there are a few.
Not on Twitch.
No.
Okay. So yeah, you have an unconscious warrior.
O takes out the mangled, now pressed healing berry? Question? Looking at C3RO, Elaine, and also maybe the still unconscious elf. Magic healing berry.
Do you all think we're ready for this captive to awake? Is he sufficiently bound? Trying him up.
You turn him up. Yep. The captain can very quickly procure.
Yeah, Mark, it looks like you were talking, but I didn't hear anything.
It was Mark's mic off.
Hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I was essentially saying the same thing. So
Excellent. Yeah, he can. The captive can be bound.
we should take those boots off.
I plead the fifth.
Zero
Straight into the
opens
ceiling.
up a flap on his chest, which appears to have a void inside of it, and he reaches in further than looks like it's physically possible, so his arm disappears inside, and then he pulls out rope and uses it to bind the captive.
Does he have his own built-in dimension bag of holding?
He has a bag of holding, and it is inside his chest cavity.
Amazing.
I'll yank his helmet off and
Oof.
while we're doing that.
Whew.
Space comes
It's a nice
stripped away.
Fucking hell, Mark. Oh,
It's got some nice handlebars on the top that look like they'd work.
it takes a few goes to tug it off. There is a very, like some later Batman iterations, you find after a while there's clearly some small, discrete pressure point that just brings the helmet off. It does have a bit of a vacuum seal that you hear a hiss when it comes away in like sort of two halves, and it's suddenly very easy to take apart. These clearly, when not worn, are in two pieces and clipped together.
Sweaty
What is this? Oh, he's unconscious. He doesn't need to be.
I didn't know it was going to roll.
Oh,
I was just clicking the rope.
We see inside as this music makes no sense now. This is very serene music for what's going on. Let me jump forward a track. This was chit chat music. It's this or combat. You see the features. Now, again, art isn't perfect because Harmonia has gone for kid show art. Harmonia looks like a healthier, rosier version of the sort of features you're about to see. This is a heavily scarred figure who looks like this. Oh my god, just show it. There we go.
Ooh.
And although the eyes are open in the art, he's still unconscious.
Like my older, edgier cousin.
It's a vampire.
Is it?
I don't know. Look like it.
It could be.
Yeah.
Harmonia, I don't suppose you're familiar with these markings or his appearance in general. Is this normal for your kind?
I'm sorry, Quentin, what'd you say? My kind. You said these were, and I'll look over at Balthazar, like, kind of just to make sure. You said these were from, like, over yonder, like, way out there.
Yeah.
I'm from Faerun.
So you would see similarities as well, Harmonia.
I mean, yeah,
harsh
but like,
life. Yeah, but you've also seen elves
elves
on
all
Faerun.
share
Yeah.
very similar.
Yeah.
Regardless,
I mean-
she's adamant.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in the kind of way that, like, you know, elves, like, you know, seems like a fellow elf type, but I don't know anything about the markings.
You mean to tell me you don't know this guy?
Well, no, I mean, the elves don't really, like, go around having meetings across planes and realms, but,
I figured.
yeah.
Are
Sorry.
the markings something that I might have any knowledge of?
Not these specific patterns. You've met many who've decided to like adorn and tattoo or pierce or crystal infused tattoos and ion stones and all sorts, but you've never encountered anything like these particular. They look to be mundane.
Oh, I've never met an elf like you before.
I mean, technically speaking, I have markings as well, but they're not all edgelord like that.
So what are we doing with the unconscious prisoner?
I'm looking
Magic
at Balthazar
healing berry
like,
make him feel good. Magic healing
Well,
berry make him
that-
feel good.
I'm
Go
going to
ahead,
take his
Joe.
boots.
Let's wake him up.
It was like they're now just like pushing the berries so that people take them.
oh,
Who feels
you,
they
and
need
I'll
one
eat
the
it.
most? How is everyone? Harmonia, Balthazar, you should both have.
for a while there, I was hanging on like a hair and a biscuit, but I'm better now.
Whoever gave me assistance, I am very grateful.
I mean, I threw out a bit here and there. But I feel like it wasn't very strong. I'll be honest, this whole thing kind of caught me off guard, and I wasn't at my best today. So But we got through it. We got through. What are we doing with this guy? And also, Balthazar, I don't think those boots are gonna fit you.
No, they won't.
Because I assume you took them off. Like, are you just holding them in your hands?
When did I take any shoes off?
He asked
They're
about them.
so-
I don't think he asked about taking them.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
I thought you guys were all undressing this.
He
poor
drew
man.
attention.
No.
Well, he drew attention to the fact that the guy potentially had some emergency escape boots, but he didn't say like he didn't
I
like.
don't,
I want to see his feet.
I
It was
don't believe it.
solstice.
I don't believe it was me.
I
yeah.
definitely want to see his feet. I took
It was
the boots off.
solstice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then, Solstice, you think those are gonna fit you?
I mean, maybe. I'm more interested in him not having them, and I think we should get him downstairs so he doesn't get any bright ideas to jump.
Oh, yeah.
I just wish to say that I love the idea of Harmonia going like just out of nowhere. Hey, Balthazar, those ones it's you specifically.
Hey,
just,
you,
just a thought that occurred to me. I don't think that's
Balthazar, you're a mighty fat fuck, ain't you?
Elena, do you got a holding cell or somewhere we can put this guy?
Yeah, and she'll tell you. We've got a small brig, just normally used as a drunk tank more than anything, but we could pop him in there. It's large enough for someone to question him. You probably couldn't get in there, Balthazar.
Sorry, big lad.
It's like we can question him down there if you like. I don't have ship's hold interrogation scenes ready, so we're back in the cabin in terms of artwork. But yeah, the prisoner is carried down. How are we going about interrogation? I will say, given the nature and the tone of the stream, we're going to steer clear of outright torture. But interrogation is welcome.
You ask questions, I read thoughts. Question.
Ooh, nice.
Question.
Any
Sounds like a good
volunteers
plan
to
to
be
me.
an interrogator?
I wouldn't know what to ask, other than why are you here?
Very well.
Who are
Come on,
you?
Owen.
Where did you
We've
come
got
from?
this.
Trust in you.
So yeah, I will take the lead, interrogating him. Is he already awake? Or we got him ready to go?
He's starting to
Wait,
come to.
wait. I change shape. Question. Big person, intimidating, horns, big teeth. You choose.
Big teeth or horns would be perfect.
How many legs?
As many as you can. The more the better.
O is going to use the combination of disguise self and their mutable form to become a 10-legged arachnid with big fangs. Doesn't have to be a very big one, just slightly, like not large, slightly bigger than, slightly Balthazar-sized creature.
Huge.
It's huge, with disgustingly spindly, hairy legs. Just way too many. One eye too many. And fluorescently multicolored. And then they will get ready to cast Detect Thoughts once C3RO gives them the signal.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and shake the person a bit to rouse them, and then give O the thumbs up.
Detect Thoughts is up
Yeah, the figure
for a minute.
begins to stir, and then just sort of has about a few moments grogginess, and then a sudden like alertness and trying to struggle against its bonds. Light, damn you! Finish me!
Greetings, friend. Me and my giant 10-legged spider monster friend would like to ask you a couple of questions. What is the name of the empire for which you work?
The Zavanian Empire.
And what do you think you're doing in such space? This is far outside the realms of your usual roving patterns, is it not?
We rove where we please, automaton.
Are you responsible for the crystal destruction of the planet that we came from?
Yes.
What is your intent? Do you plan to destroy the planet for no reason?
We do nothing for no reason. Who controls you? Who do you speak for? Device?
Who do you report to? Well, now that your captain is dead.
If the captain is dead, then I should report to my commander.
Do your boots require a command word?
What?
Do your boots require a command word?
Yes.
What is it?
He will say something. Who? So, I'm making an assumption here, Harmonia. Given your background, do you speak Elvish? Inexplicably?
I don't think if they have a different type of Elvish. I speak Sylvan.
Okay, does anybody speak Elven?
I do speak Elvish.
He says, everybody else just hears, obviously just Elven, we don't understand. Zero, you hear in Elven specific detailed instructions on where to shove the boots.
Suggest complying, else my spider friend here is going to use her fangs on your legs.
Immediately uses one of the claw ends of the leg to pinch exactly where the calf muscle meets the floor. So kind of pinching it really tightly.
I do not believe you. And he does not believe you.
Okay, I just pinch a bit harder.
As I thought.
What is your homeworld?
Zarixis.
And where might we find
Claim
that?
in Zarix space. I did not expect to be asked questions so banal and obvious, but I did not even need to employ my interrogation resistance techniques. Any
You know
book,
what the heading is from
any
where
book
we are now?
in any library, in any holocron, in the entire sector would give this information. You are malfunctioning, and looks to Ow, and you are a coward.
Making it very
all things to
difficult not
themselves.
talk to you.
I am a spider.
Yeah, I don't know if you would have encountered any in character, but to summarise this for you out of character, you are reading the mind of a zealot. This person has absolutely no concern about being tortured or killed.
To Cytherea, ask why he wants ship? Question. Elena ship. It's just a
Is
little
your
speedboat.
intent with trying to capture our ship? Do you look for resources, or do you need more ships?
He says nothing, but you read surface thoughts of. You see the Moon Dancer heading away from Faerun, heading, and as it goes by a nearby piece of space debris, you see this elven ship was parked near Faerun, watching and tracked it. And
we're witnesses,
and decided to pursue, essentially.
Yeah. They're just weird loose ends.
Do you have any particular plan for the planet of which you have, let's say, crystallized?
Yes. Shall
Oh,
I
perhaps
indulge you, automaton?
Perhaps you don't want to live on your own homeworld and you're looking for a new place to be.
Zadix is the most glorious seat in the entire universe. Who else is actually in here? Is it just the two of you, or you're all in there, but just you two doing the talking?
I imagine I'd be close.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
Your
think so.
world is the resource. The vines are the means by which we drain that resource. This music
Hey-o.
is so upbeat for the end of your world. Let me just change it.
Oh, I don't hear any, so that's fine.
Really?
I think he
Yeah.
might have a concussion if he's hearing music.
And what does this resource power?
What's this resource? What's sorry?
Power.
The entirety of Zadix space. The vines and the blights will feed on your planet's energy and that of your flora and fauna until it is naught but a husk. Then, once this is done, in several months, the energy will be transmitted back to glorious Zadix to be used.
Oh. Not quite self-sufficient then, are you?
We strive for heights that the
Yeah.
minds of a beast of burden such as yourself could not even fathom.
Yeah, you strive and strive. How long have you strived for greatness? You specifically. How old are you? How long have you trained?
He doesn't answer, but again, you read surface thoughts. Not enough to get an exact age, but for the elves, this is a young man of fairly junior rank, but
Yeah.
still seasoned.
I will just guess that it's been a couple 100 years.
More
Yeah.
like a couple dozen.
Therefore, I'd like to ask you, how are you so shit at this after all this time?
1 second. Do you seek to goad me? To drive me to emotion? To reveal information?
Oh, you have revealed plenty so far.
I have betrayed nothing but a book would not give you. And yet you try to
Oh.
emotionally manipulate me.
Manipulate.
Go back to your gunpowder.
Yeah. Gunpowder worked quite well. Your little
Hold on.
laser toys.
Did you land any more? Did any
Yes,
of your
I did.
musket shots?
I did
Yeah.
once.
Okay, cool.
I did one.
Cool. Yeah, I couldn't remember if they all missed or not.
Doing quite all right for myself, sir.
So what will you do now?
We'll probably have to space him, I imagine.
Unless
What
you
do you
can give
think,
us any
Captain?
reasons to keep you, we might have to throw you overboard.
Very well. Best you do so sooner rather than later.
Unless our captain has a different idea.
We could always butcher him and use him for meat.
Oh. Use
Yes,
him for
sir.
money.
Trade them when we get to
Oh.
the road.
Good point.
That's
Do you have any money on you?
No. We sell him.
Oh,
Hmm.
first things first. Did he have any in his pockets as well?
He had nothing in the way of like pockets or just the hilt, the bow with no arrows, and the boots of the device with the outlets on.
Perhaps we should sell you as a slave.
Well, maybe let's not do that.
You're
Question.
telling me you didn't get into this job to become a slaver?
Jeez.
Question. This is an arachnid form speaking in common. But there we go.
Horrifying.
Question. They're actually going to reverse back to ooze form
Okay.
and say, "Have you visited planet like my people?" Question.
We have visited countless planets amongst countless stars.
Like my people question.
Can there be called such a thing?
Do not
Revert
understand.
to the form you were.
Answer
It
question.
was less offensive.
Answer question.
to me.
Question.
You make me an intelligence check with advantage.
Intelligence.
Oh, yeah, intelligence with advantage.
A whole lot of 0. Ooh, 12.
You gauge that he is deliberately trying to prod and evoke reactions from everybody. You feel like he is probably trying to get himself killed.
GM, can I use my mage's hand to like grab his ear?
His ears weigh 50 pounds. Yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
I'm gonna absolutely do the grab the ear thing, and I'll be like, listen, you highfalutin piece of crap. You are just getting too big for your britches, and you will not speak to us like that or anyone. Do you understand? You are being treated very well for someone that just attacked us out of nowhere.
He sort of looks you up and down. Why on earth do you sound this way?
Polite? Is it really so strange to you?
Say no more, it is like the bleating of swine.
I'm madder than a wet hen talking to this guy. I'm gonna turn around and just like go off muttering to myself.
It's okay. He just wants to make you angry.
Well,
not
it's
listen.
working.
Well, if he wants to make us angry and get rid of himself, then we will simply hand him in to the relevant authorities, where he will stay in a cell.
He
We'll
can,
see how he likes that.
he can talk all he wants. He's already gotten captured. Didn't even have the balls to finish the job, did you? So
Does
you're
anyone have
struggling
any
at the
further
end.
questions?
You can play the tough guy routine all you want. You have already failed your people.
You seek to hand me to which authorities?
Whatever planet we next come across, we can simply hand you in as a pirate.
But they destroyed worlds, C3RO. What if they go to next world? Destroy next world?
This individual will be locked up and the key will be thrown away. Meanwhile, we can investigate to see what his companions will be planning.
Oh, you don't fully understand it, but he is rapidly thinking of places around Faerun, and very, very doing rapid calculations, it would seem, on what the nearest planets and settlements are. Very well, I will submit to your authorities.
Telepathically to 0. 0, we must move quickly. Panic. Must move very quickly, panic. Other worlds go next. People die.
0 nods.
Very well, friends. I think we should lock him up for now and leave him here. Does anyone have any further questions?
Yes. How on earth did you all manage to stumble your way off that doomed planet?
You will not learn that, I'm afraid. You will not learn anything at all.
But were you thinking of an answer, Mr. Death? No.
I don't think so, no.
I think at that point, 0
Uno
would,
reverse card comes up.
There's really not much to it, if you think about it.
Yeah, 0 would be indicating that we should leave him in the brig alone, where he can't prod anymore, and that we can talk more freely.
Yeah, I'd just like to ask Elena what she thinks about the situation, like what she thinks we should do with him, if she's fine with taking him in, or if she would rather just throw him up overboard. I do
Normally-
think a risk
normally I'd be-
around.
I'd be all for tossing them overboard, but with the scale of just what went on in your planet, I feel it's important that there's at least a single witness to lend credence to what we're claiming.
Wasn't really my planet for sure.
Someone's planet. Someone
We're
can have a look.
bound. We're bound to the rock. This is once we're out of earshot. We're bound to the rock. We can hand him over there.
Right.
GM, I'm actually gonna stay near this guy. Just kind of sit outside of the cell.
Are you going to interact with him? Or are you like just
No.
nearby, or are you like looking, watching him?
I am absolutely just like basically standing on watch.
Okay, but can you see him and he can see you? Or are you just like,
Yes.
okay. He would spend however long you remain there for trying to goad you. He would give little away himself, but he would cast
I'm gonna
all-
start singing then. Well, I stuck my head in a little skunk hole, and the little skunk said, "Well, bless my soul. Take it out, take it out, take it out, take it out, remove it." Well, I didn't take it out, and the little skunk said, "If you don't take it out, you'll wish you did. Take it out, take it out, take it out, take it out, remove it."
inspiration.
I removed it. And then it just starts over and over again. And she
Yeah.
will do this almost as if like she doesn't even have to think about it. It's just a song she's grown up with.
Yeah.
And she'll just continue that.
Yeah, I will award inspiration. Everyone at the table will have to listen to that. No. Harmonia.
I was gonna say I would have asked Rocky to stay with you and watch, but I would not subdue an animal to that sort of torture. So
It's similar enough to how you find yourself just sort of sleeping and slipping sometimes. After a while, you see that he gets to a slightly more comfortable position and just seems to not move and not respond and not react. And you are fairly certain that he is just trancing through this.
Yeah.
Subdued. It is.
Yeah. But yeah, the captain advises that she wants to hand him over to the Rock of Brawl. Unless there are any objections, Flapjack picks the course back up and you carry on at speed. Is there anything that anyone would like to do before? Oh,
yeah,
Did you?
just O would like to use their telepathic powers to try to convey as well as possible that kind of like flicker of nearby worlds. Choosing target next. Don't know which one.
who you can relay him back to? Sorry.
To the group, including the captain. Sort of just kind of like sharing some images.
If he was
If he was indeed sharing, thinking of seemingly planning what he might do next, then perhaps we should not, in fact, hand him over to the authorities and simply cast him overboard. What do you think? If he's able to plot an escape and make his way back with any information whatsoever, it would be a detriment to allow this to happen.
I think we should probably at least keep his body as proof.
No problem. I will store him in the bag of holding.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
In pieces? Or
As long as we can squeeze him through the opening in my chest cavity, then he can stay in a single piece.
Other
So,
people can
We should
interrogate
certainly
better.
keep his clothing in case we need to use a disguise.
ethical dilemma. Dilemma 1.
Oh,
Can we kill a
are the
prisoner?
baddies?
Dilemma 2. Can we force a humanoid into the space of a lunchbox? So,
yeah, perhaps
the
a good
question
disguise
the
we should
question
do
is
that.
raised. Are you officially raising the question, Zero?
I think Zero would say it, yeah.
Yeah? The question has been raised about killing the prisoner. Any strong opinions?
don't think I'm there for this discussion. I'm
Of
still
course, yeah, you're
downstairs
down
singing.
there. Does anyone, if no immediate voices is concerned? Oh,
What is the reasoning behind killing, after all? Because, as I recall, Elena was keen to bring him in.
Elena wanted him handed over to the Rock of Brawl authorities, but she is no longer there.
Mm-hmm. So why kill him instead?
I believe O was getting flashes of locations when
Right.
we discussed handing him to the authorities, and I am concerned that perhaps he's plotting an escape, or plotting how he can use his new location against us. The fact that he was willing to go quietly when previously he was trying to kill himself indicates to me that we should not give him anything that he wants.
No. Oh no.
Right.
Locations appeared when talking about other planets that will be consumed.
So if
Very
they-
well.
If they're
Still, the
planning
fact
to,
that he says he's willing to go quietly should be of concern.
it should. Maybe if they're planning more invasions in the sector, perhaps it would be prudent to still try and get something out of him. Maybe people with stronger interrogation magics could dig deeper into the mind of his, even if he's guarded.
Indeed,
And-
and officially that would be the lawful thing to do. I'm looking at my alignment. I think that's probably what I should do too.
That's very fair, but we are in international waters.
We've seen how they act.
The implication.
It might not be easy to grab one of them alive. And we have one. I don't know if he seems to be a soldier, so he probably doesn't know that much. But anything we can use could be useful. And then, well, if we space him, I mean, if
No,
they come,
no.
if they come there and destroy the planet and take him out, I don't think we're losing much by allowing him to escape. Like, it's not a big deal at that point. The one elf, even though he's an asshole of exceptional quality.
Extreme concern for planets. My
Yeah.
home. Extreme
are-
concern.
We're coming up on our appointed ending time, folks. So what's our course of action going to be? Do we kill him or do we hand him in? Or is the debate one that is big enough that we want to start off with it next time?
I think
But
it
is to hand
becomes
it to
really
the authorities.
yeah, I think it's very clear that O would kind of very much be
Sure.
against killing.
That it's agreed that the prisoner will be handed in to the authorities. You continue travelling for just under a day. You're all pretty tired. You're not at the point of a long rest yet. But where are we? Let me get to the point where we were at.
Just for a final point on that discussion, I would like to ask, the elves, the astral elves, the Empire and such, they don't have like any established relations here. There's
No.
not like a diplomat somewhere on the planet or
No.
something like that. They don't have any contacts.
But there's no astral elf embassy down on Faerun.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So they likely don't have the contacts to sort of pull him out of the lockup. Like,
Correct.
it wouldn't
Yeah.
make sense to us. that
Yeah.
they would be able to
Correct.
do that. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Eventually, the ship slows down again at Flapjack's command, and you see those of you who haven't seen a rock before, an astounding sight. Sunlight illuminating rooftops and spires of a city built across the top of a gigantic asteroid. Even from this angle, you can see there are structures on the underside of the asteroid as well, including fortresses and a number of giant sails, but for just a moment gave the impression of this being like a giant turtle or a giant creature swimming along. You see space-dwelling fish scattering around in front of your ship as it adjusts its headings until the docks are straight ahead of you. And as you begin to move in, the ship comes to a slower and slower pace coming up to those docks until you slowly pull up. And as the ship is just coming to a halt at the end of a pier, Captain Sar tells her, "Welcome to the Rock of Brawl, then. It's been an interesting voyage, but make sure to collect your things and take your prisoner with you. It'll be back to work for me very shortly. This will be where we part ways for now. But you should be heading to it once you've conducted your business with this prisoner. You should head to the Happy Beholder. Look for a fella named Commodore Crooks. He'll put you in touch with work that can maybe lend you to another ship. And Balthazar, you would recognize Crooks as being a common name among GIF. But yeah, that is where we will end tonight's session of
Nice.
Starlight Brigade.
I think we all know what Commodore Crooks is going to look like.
A crocodile. But yeah, thank you very much, everybody. That was a very fun session. I enjoyed that. Nice balance of combat and social and potential breaking of a Geneva Convention. But yeah, excellent. We will try and sort out a date for our next episode. I'm slightly optimistic we might be before Christmas, but if not, I imagine we'll be quite soon after. But yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Does anybody have anything they want to plug before we go? I will remind you again, I'll put it in the description for YouTube, but the Astral Butterfly token or tile was from Zach Morla. You should check out his Patreon, which I'll put a link to because I can't remember it right now. But thank you for the posture checks and hydrates, Nikki. I have redeemed all of them. But yeah, unless anybody else has got anything they want to plug, we'll see you all next time. Thank you very much.